Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Final Fantasy X-2. So we've just finished up our work in Luca, tidying up the marketing and matchmaking goals, and then getting that little cutscene from Donna. So we are just getting onto the last legs of our Spiro World Tour. It is going to be every chapter, but right now we're going to hop into the Bikenel Desert. It's going to be a little bit of story progression for the little cutscenes here.
This is where the All Bhed's beloved home stood until 2 years ago. Most have moved on, but a handful of All Bheds still live here today. They say countless machina lie buried under the desert sands.
Leave the trailblazing to me.
So basically, this is going to be a very short visit, but it's like a 5-chapter long spiel, basically, to do a little digging minigame, which isn't the worst minigame out there, but basically, this is basically showing us that, like, oh, this is not the Bikenel Island of 10. Nothing is going to be the same. We don't have those same areas. And so it's basically showing just that the, I suppose, landscape of Spira has changed in the last couple of years. And even with no encounters, these seem to just be specific, like, markers that, like, have to be done or whatever. Because they kind of appeared even with no encounters, artificially equipped. But yeah, this is not the Bikenel Desert of yore. We don't necessarily explore here. There's essentially just a base camp that we then go to, do a digging minigame, and to get, like, Al Bhed primers, Al Bhed, like, collectibles, and then machine parts. That's basically the whole vibe of this area. But we will definitely be returning
you do know the way,
in
right?
future
Riku,
chapters.
Are we in trouble?
But yeah, Riku has no idea where she's going. No idea where the base camp is. And, like, why the airship would just drop them in the middle of the desert and just leave them, like, unaccompanied or, like, you know, they're literally about to pass out from heat exhaustion. Because they're just lost in the desert. So, I don't know. But, like, it's also been shown in earlier Mount Gagazet that they have, like, little telecoms. So surely it would have been like, brother, beam us up. We are lost. But thankfully, this little machina is like, oh my god, there's some missing people out in the desert. And for being, again, exposed to Al Bhed, we get some more primers. And basically, this was really funny. So what I wasn't expecting, because I knew for a fact that, oh, there's like a big sandstorm, so you're kind of artificially trapped in Bikenel Island until you do the digging minigame and then you're allowed leave. But what I didn't realize is, oh, the lock doesn't actually happen until you speak to the Al Bhed driver. And then this guy's basically saying he dropped a key to the treasure chest in the Central Expanse. So if we keep looking there and going for unessential treasure, we have a chance of finding a key to that chest, which is super cool. But yeah, this is the extent of Bikenel Island now. We only have this little area to explore. We can buy stuff from this guy for, like, potions and stuff, but, like, not really worth your time. But we can still, this is what's so funny, it's like the gaming distance, like, we could have boarded the airship there, but once we, like, speak to this guy or about to speak to,
He says
sorry, this guy
he
here,
had to move the
with the
cactus
girls,
through a
they're like,
sandstorm. He could have looked forever and
there's a massive
never
sandstorm and
found
now we can't leave.
Oh, what?
So yeah, this is a bit ridiculous. I
Sounds
just
like
touched the
there's a
save
big
game. We were able to go 2
sandstorm
seconds
coming
ago.
It's probably too big for the airship to handle.
I guess we won't be leaving the way we came.
Which means we won't be leaving at all. Because we can't go anywhere except for this little base camp. And so just we have to wait till Nadala comes to speak to us. And basically, if we didn't have Gippel's letter and we kind of arrived here out of sequence, we'd just be sent to go to Jose, meet with Gippel, he'd give us the letter, and then we're able to like go digging with Nadala. But this is like just a handy way if you just go down the list, you know? There's no way of missing it. So go talk to Nadala. We like need to speak with her.
To excavate and no one to do it.
Uni, show her Gippel's letter.
Oh, so you're the new guys.
That's us.
Nice to meet you.
I guess the High Summoner's hard up too. Well, don't be expecting any special treatment.
Right.
Let's get to it then. Here's where we are. And here is where you're headed.
Oh,
To just
so
dig it out in the
far.
sand for
We'll send you out there
Ancient
by hover.
Machina.
Go talk to the pilot about it.
the minigame isn't that bad, to be honest. Like, it's not overly difficult. And it's through that minigame you can get a good amount of Avid primers and other collectibles for other minigames. Like this thing, it's like 10-2. It is minigame central. Like, but what I will say is have a little save because you need to pass this minigame. And there just could be the potential that it doesn't go well. And obviously we want to be completing all of the missions for 100%. So if there's a task that you could potentially fail, just make a fail-safe save. And basically we're at the yellow square for the hover, and we need to go to the yellow X's because they are our key items that we need to collect, and then make it back to the hover in that time. Because if we don't make it, we could faint. And on this one, it's really simple. Like, the yellow X is easy to find. But there are certain circumstances where, like, you just don't see it in the initial spawning in. And then you're like, oh, how do I find it? Disaster has struck. And basically, there's different assembly elements. And those different elements add up to certain powers for a Machina later on.
Is it?
Basically, they're trying to build a Machina, and they're using us to, like, gather parts. And basically different numbers, I think it's like A, B, and S, and the different letters give different bonuses to the creature. You need to get to certain thresholds before it like levels up in certain areas or whatever. So that's kind of all that it is, to be fair. But yeah, I kind of was like, like there's so many bits and pieces around that are nearby, but like it's nothing too cool. But then basically you want to just make it back in time. I definitely could have gotten that final X, but I just was
Just what we needed.
a little nervous.
Good.
You never know.
what'd you expect?
Don't let it go to your head. But you did do a good job. Here.
But I have been warned
Yes!
Thank you.
by any kind of guide that I look up for 100%. It basically says, do not dig until much later chapters. So we are just going to do our one successful dig, collect a garment grid, and now when we go to the save sphere, it'll say you're able to leave again, and we are
Come
going
back
to
anytime you
vamoose
like. We'll be
away. And just to, you know, be a bit of a variety, we're literally going from the scorching sands to the desert, or to the mountain chills. Yeah, check in with Riku and Pain. And even Pain's like, all these little side missions, we're sphere hunters, like, go get spheres, you know? Like, stop doing side quests. And it's like, Pain, we are doing side quests, girl.
The Ronso still live here on
So
Mount
we've done
Gaza.
Val, we've done Bikenel
Kimahri
Island.
is their elder
So
now,
now we go to the
and he's
snowy
working
peaks
hard
of
to unite
Mount
his people.
Gagazet.
Still, it seems much quieter here than it used to be. Maybe because summoners no longer come here to climb the sacred mountain.
Or because a lot of their population was wiped out in a Guado v Ronso genocide, Yuna. And like, were there really tons of summoners traveling all the way like through Mount Gagazet? Not when we were there.
Well, Kimahri glad.
How you been, Kimahri? What's it like being an elder?
Elder's job difficult. Kimahri troubled.
Elder, Leon and Aid not here. Children have left mountain, gone to search for Elder's horn.
What's going on?
Leon and Aid still pups, but bear Ronso future.
I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory,
Say they
Yuna.
search for a
Like,
way to
follow a
fix
conversation,
Kimahri's
please.
broken horn.
If Kimahri act like true Elder, these things not happen.
Maybe so.
Kimahri?
Like, for perspective, we thought that Kimahri was like so much taller than Yuna, and like in comparison to Garrick, Kimahri is like tiny, and Yuna is like up to his like waist barely. Oh my god,
No,
like he's so
you
tall.
saved Spira, but Ronso not saved yet.
Because yeah, there's this like the whole. Oh, what's really important is that you need to select the second option, and you need to pick very specific options when speaking with the Ronso. But like their whole, I suppose,
Kimahri
like
worried about Leon and Aid,
arc in
but
these like next
Kimahri
couple of
cannot
chapters
leave mountain.
is like the
If you
Guado
find
like
Leon
genocide and
Aid,
stuff
bring
to
them
their
back
people.
to Gagazet. Yuna,
Is everything
And so you speak to
Kimahri troubled.
Kimahri twice,
Ronso youth grow horns of hatred for
and he'll say
Guado.
he's troubled. And you have to kind of be a bit cold and say you have to learn
Yuna,
how to deal with these things.
Kimahri sorry. Whining make Kimahri small.
Cheer up, Kimahri.
You speak to Kimahri's partner, and then she asks you to go find Leon and Aid, and then you select leave it to the Gullwings. So this is actually pretty important. You will be locked out of getting a dress sphere if you do not partake in these conversations with the Ronso properly. And so they basically say that, like, you know, many of the Ronso died protecting Yuna, and you have to say, yes, I will never forget their sacrifice. Because again, Yuna was a traitor, the Guado were pursuing her, and the Ronso were like, we will defend you and guard you and stop the Guado's pursuit. And they died in that struggle. And then you have to just basically say, I'm sure you're right. Even though this is kind of leading to like a paranoia against the Guado, that they've left Guado Salam and they must be planning to attack. And you just have to say, I'm sure you're right. These are just answers you need to say for 100%. So again, it's just talking about their grief, and you go for the second option there. And then go speak to this other Ranso. Never forgive them. And then the second option again, never forgive, never forget. And they are sneaky because they then hid the final Ranso you need to speak to deeper in the mountain. So you need to go to the Faith Scar, and just up by the staircase there's a final Ranso we need to speak to. And it says the power of the faith has disappeared and the water has gone with it. Change 2 will come to the Ranso, and you say a change for the better, I hope. And the Ranso hope for that positive change as well. But all of that conversation done, we are going to ski-daddle back to the airship. And then we're going to finally be able to go to the hotspots. But yeah, like when you think about it, Kimahri has just, you know, become chief because obviously he's like the Ranso that like helped High Summoner, you know, take down Sin, you know? But now he just has to deal with the fallout of like his entire people just being decimated, you know? But you should be seeing 20% in the completed. Again, you can make a buffer save just to double check you've gone to everything. But we have gone to Calmlands, we collected the cutscene at the beginning, we started the publicity mission. We've gone through publicity in all the different areas, and we double checked in Kilika, and so we're going to just hop down to Besaid Island, and we're going to go to the village. And this is a very, very cutscene heavy area just because it's like a hotspot, so it's like where the main story is.
This is the first time I've returned to Besaid since my journey began. I'm a little nervous.
I bet. The way you took off without a word.
Yeah, you said it. You caused quite a fuss, young lady.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, as long as you're okay, yeah? Your friend?
Oh, this is Pain. We're looking for spheres together.
So, you're a sphere hunter now. I heard the rumors. To tell you the truth, I wasn't too worried. Gotta say, though, you, do seem pretty different.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit, Tubby.
Whoa, cut it out, yeah? I'm going to
The
be a
man
father soon.
still has a
Gotta
six
have a
pack.
little more
I will
presence,
not have
you know?
Wakka
How much
slandering.
longer?
Any day now.
Wakka, a daddy!
To tell the truth, I sure don't feel like one. I mean, how do I know how a father's supposed to act in front of his kid?
Why not just do what your parents did?
Don't remember him. Sin saw to that when I was still little.
You don't have any spheres of them?
Nope, not a single... Oh.
What's wrong?
I feel like you definitely grew up with Wakka his entire, like your entire childhood. So
Nothing. Anyway,
the fact that
do
you
me a favor
don't know that
and
is
go
a
say
bit
hi to Lulu.
strange.
She's been worried about you. Get going.
And like I just was looking at like Payne's design there, and like it really does seem like she's there to like give the vibe for Lulu, but then they're just like, let's just make her the complete opposite. Lulu has long hair, she has short hair. Lulu has black hair, she has silver hair. You know, it's a bit funny how they're similar but different. But let's do some publicity while we're here. So this lady, we're going to do publicity and marketing. So we're going to go number 2 for marketing and number 3 for matchmaking. Then we're gonna run up to see these kids running. We're gonna have to go to them. But the lady that's walking her dog, we're going to go number 4 for publicity. And then chase after her again. And number 4 for matchmaking. So 4 and 4 for the dog walker lady. And the problem with the kids is they're either running around, but if you see the girl standing outside the temple and she's like, she's too scared to go in, you then have to go in and then you can find the boy in the temple. But he like blended in, so I was like, where is he? Ran like right by him. And so for publicity, we're gonna go for number 3. And then it's just the shop, I think, and then it's Keepa in the Crusaders camp. And this guy in the shop to the right-hand side of the map. Publicity is number 1. Then you run across to the shop on the other side. Again, it's needed for story completion, you know? So the lady behind the counter. 5 for publicity. And 3 for matchmaking. The music again is just super chill. But if we go in here, we get to have the best keeper we had in Final Fantasy X. Keepa, the main man himself, is publicity number 1. Because he is a number 1 champion of Blitzball. Then we're going to basically run over to Lulu, get a couple of cutscenes, and then that's really going to be it for the episode.
Not yet. Wakka's getting a little ahead of himself.
Ah, bummer.
So, care to go for a little walk?
Can you?
Just the same way as they're all calling Wakka chubby, and he literally still has a 6-pack, and then it's like, this woman is meant to be, like, about to give birth, and she's in a corset.
So, what's
What
so
the heck?
important that you'd run off without telling us?
This.
The sphere. Wakka told me about it.
So it's gas, we watch it here, so it's like no audio at all.
It does look like him, though something seems a little off.
Sorry. So it's clear that like Mount Gagazet is just a treasure trove for like ancient spheres.
Nothing. But there's still a lot of places we haven't looked yet.
Must be fun, being free to go where you please.
It is fun. I never expected a journey
Yeah,
quite
having an
like
airship's
this.
great.
I'm not there, so you can spread your wings?
Maybe.
Huh. You have spread your wings. Well, good luck. But, Yuna, never forget who you are. You're the High Summoner that defeated Sin. There are those who would use that, Yuna.
I'll be all right. I won't let myself be used anymore. Not by anyone.
Ooh. It kicked.
Really?
I want to feel.
So basically you just have a nap here, but we're going to just truncate this episode a little bit. But we're going to have a nap,
Since you've come
and
all this
then,
way, why not stay the night?
yeah, we'll catch up with you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and we're finally going to, like, progress the story. It's so good. So, feels good. We're going to basically finish up chapter 1 next episode, really, probably. So, chat to you guys then. Thanks.